Hello and welcome to part 29 of the Grant Family Orlando, Florida 2019 travel vlog. You know the score by now. Take those words, mix them up into any order you like and you get the same end result. Now this is my final post probably from Florida because, as I mentioned earlier, it's our last park day and we were at the Magic Kingdom earlier on and we had quite a good day there until, guess what? That's right, it rained. So we were about to go home. And then I figured, screw it, I'm going to swing on over to Hollywood Studios and get on the Tower of Terror, because you see, me and that ride have got a bit of a storied history, going back to almost 10 years ago in the good old days of the Disneyland Paris. I took the kids there and the Tower of Terror was there and I wanted to go on it, but I couldn't because of the fact the kids were too small and I just didn't want to go on my own. So last week I was going to go on that ride with Jessica and Megan, and we got in and there's a bit where they play a video and Megan decided to bottle it. So we didn't go on because she wanted to leave through the exit, so again I didn't get to go on that ride. So I figured, what the heck. I was going to say the other word but I decided not to because I know there's some young people watching, and I just went over and I did it on my own, and to be honest with you, I'm quite glad that I did. One of the best rides at Disney World, Florida. Oh, yeah, it was Disney World, Florida, and yeah, it was pretty intense and mad, to be honest, and I'm quite glad the girls didn't go on it because they would have been terrified. So, our adventure in Disneyland, Florida is closing. So what have we learned during our 2 weeks here? Well, we've learned that per capita there are probably more motorised mobility scooters here. You can probably hear the fireworks in the background there. There you go, you can see them. Those are over in Magic Kingdom, or I think those are in Epcot actually. Those are the nearer ones at Epcot. We've learned that there's a lot of mobility scooters here because there's a lot of fat people here. But then when you look at the meals, it's not really surprising because they eat just saturated starches and sweets and all that kind of stuff all the time, 24/7, for breakfast, for lunch, for tea or dinner or whatever you want to call it. What else did we learn? Well, we learned that Americans do indeed, the stereotype is true, they are very patriotic and they believe that America is the greatest nation on earth. The Hall of Presidents taught me that when it covered nothing but the Republicans said the Americans won the Second World War on their own, which of course they didn't. But anyway, let's not get into that because that's politics and we don't do politics on these posts. What else have we learned? Well, we've learned that not all Disney World cast members are cut from the same cloth. There's great ones like Cheryl and Holly and Sarah this morning from the Jungle Cruise or whatever it was we did. She was fantastic. Jacob at the House of Blues was great. But Rusty, yes, Rusty at Crystal Palace, over in, where was that? That was Magic Kingdom. You, my friend, are not cut from the Disney cloth and should probably not be working here, but then, what the hey. We also learned that the weather over here is pretty intense. It's either really hot or it's really wet and there's some pretty intense thunderstorms going on. The lightning can be spectacular but it can also be scary. Jessica didn't like it, but then again, she's a bit of a wuss. We also learned that overall, the entire package, the magicness or the magicalness of Walt Disney World grabs everybody when they're here, even miserable old me, and I am a miserable old git, I don't mind admitting it. I was grabbed by the magical atmosphere of this place. I bought a cap, see, her Jack. Emma's got one that says his Sally, you know, it's a Nightmare Before Christmas thing. If you got it, bonus points for you. I also bought a t-shirt. The kids have spent all their money. I was basically a huge Disney mark for my entire stay here. So all in, it's been a good holiday, but I'm not going to lie, I am ready to come back to the good old UK, even if you are short of power, because apparently you keep having blackouts over there at the moment, and I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I'm pretty sure I'll find out when I come back. And hell it, I said hell anyway, sorry Archie, I'll even admit that I miss work. That's right, I miss you, Team Clothiers. But I'll be back on Saturday, so make the most of not having me there. There'll be one more video, which will be me probably in the airport here in America, or maybe when I land back home. But until then, take it easy.